Good afternoon, everyone. This is Steve Armitage, along with Graham Leggett at World Cup 82 in Spain. This is a sad day in the hearts and minds of Spanish soccer fans. In a day of upsets yesterday, which started with lowly Algeria defeating the European champions West Germany 2-1, the big shock came last night. Spain, one of the favorites and host nation, played to a 1-1 tie with Honduras. Honduras, the team that defeated Canada 1-0 in qualifying play, were 1,000-to-1 long shots coming in. And no one gave them a chance to beat or tie Spain. Even the king, Juan Carlos, a spectator last night, looked upset and disappointed. The Spanish papers are calling it a national disgrace. The same was said in Argentina following their loss to Belgium, and certainly in Peru when all they could do was tie to Cameroon. Today, our World Cup coverage on CBC comes to you from the Carlos Tartiere Stadium in Oviedo, a beautiful little city in northern Spain, located 274 miles from Madrid. And today, our first look at Group 2, what should be an interesting game between Chile and Austria. Graham Leggett, does this game have the makings of yet another upset?
No great upsets today, simply because Austria and Chile are not heavily favored to go all the way. Austria should have a slight edge with number 5, Bruno Petti, considered the world's top sweeper, and number 9, Hans Krankel, a very experienced striker, two players to watch. Chile have never played well outside their own country and will rely on Figueroa, who has seen action with the Fort Lauderdale strikers, to control a solid back four. No upsets today. This is anybody's game.
Okay, Graham, that's the situation in hot and sunny Spain. Ernie Afaganis, how are things in Toronto?
Steve, everything is beautiful here. We're all enjoying the soccer from Spain all along the CBC network. And while you were talking about upsets, I reminded Sir Stanley Matthews that he played in 1950 when England was upset by the United States 1-0.
Wait a minute, and I did not play.
Oh.
I was injured, and I was lucky to get away with it.
Okay, you're off the hook there.
I was really off the hook, and believe me, we had a real good hiding 1-0. That was it.
Stanley, we had 3 games yesterday, and 2 of them were upsets. Let's look back at the highlights of those games yesterday. England was very impressive against France in their first start in World Cup play since, well, 12 years ago. They won the title in 1966. Brian Robson got the first goal. All alone on a right footer there. That was headed into the box by Mariner. It was 1-0, and the English looked very confident at this point. They may have let down just a little bit, as they do at times, because here, France broke into the clear. Some great speed by Gerard Soler. Look at him go. Breaks in the left-footed kick, and it ties it up at 1-1. So the French are right back in the game. But in the second half, Brian Robson was there again. He gets the cross from Trevor Francis. Now watch this header. Beautiful goal. And it's 2-1. Robson, with his second marker, gives England the lead. Then a little bit later on, Paul Mariner got a shot and made it. Ray Wilkins actually set up the play with the opening here. Ball goes to one side. Wilkins gets it into the open. Then Mariner. In it goes. 3-1. England impressive in their opener, and they lead the division. In Gijón, before 38,000, West Germany got beat by Algeria, as Algeria showed fans that African football is good. Algeria took the lead at the 52-minute mark. Rabat Majer scored. Germany got it back 15 minutes later. Heinz Rummenigge got it. But just a minute later, Algeria's Lajar Belloumi scored close in to make it 2-1. And what an upset that was. And Algeria leads Group 2, believe it or not. In Valencia, in Group 5 game, the Spanish team had to come from behind again, a 1-1 tie with Honduras. Hector Zelaya took a pass from Jose Figueroa to give the Honduras a 1-0 lead in the 8th minute. 50,000 fans came out for this, including King Carlos. Spain had a big edge in play, but they could not score until the 65th minute. And that came on a penalty shot. And it was by Lopez Duparte. And he got it 1-1, but the Spanish fans were not happy. So Spain and the Honduras lead Group 5. That's what happened yesterday, but today our game, Chile against Austria, that is in our time zone. We also have the Czechs playing Kuwait and Yugoslavia, the team to watch, the unheralded team, playing just a little bit later on this afternoon. They're going against Northern Ireland. We have about a minute or so. Stanley, we're talking about upsets. There could be, well, not much of an upset here because neither team is rated too highly, but Chile, they say, cannot play well away from home.
Well, they've never done well in Europe. There's no doubt about it. They are what I call, they play slippy, sloppy football at times, and their defense can be out of order.
Is slippy, sloppy like tippy-tappy?
Yeah, tippy-tappy. You never know them. You know, they can be good one day and they can be brilliant. Their defense is suspect. Not only that, Austria, they are strong. They've got a good
Physically
defense.
strong?
Yeah, they're strong, and I really go for Austria.
Is Austria a scoring team, though?
Not really, but they've got a very good defense. We've talked about defensive, and we've also talked in the team who makes just little mistakes, they're going to win. At least little mistakes, they're going to win.
Yeah. Keep everybody off the scoreboard and wait for the break.
They have to keep, Annie.
Okay. Thank you, Stanley. We'll be back with World Cup 82 right after this. Just like that.
Just like that.
Okay, we're all set for the Chile-Austria game. Let's go to Oviedo, Spain.
Checking the starting lineup for Chile. And Graham, do you see any surprises, any changes?
No, but look for number 13, Caselli, experienced striker. He's the top goal scorer amongst current players in Chile. Played for a while in Spain, but much happier now that he's back home in Chile.
And, of course, Chile will be wearing their traditional red uniforms as we look now at the Austrian lineup. And they will appear in their black and white.
And number 8, Prohaska, the dictator of the midfield. Plays in Italy with Inter Milan. That's where all the playmaking will come from. And we mentioned Bruno Pezzi, the sweeper, captain of Eintracht Frankfurt. Just a classy sweeper.
Referee Juan Cardalino from Uruguay will be assisted today by Mr. Aristobal of Colombia and Mr. Catalan of Italy. And he's checking his watch. We're seconds away from the opening kickoff in this Group 2 game between Chile and Austria. Austria in their white tops and black shorts with the black socks against Chile in the red. Important game for both teams coming on the heels of that big upset yesterday when Algeria knocked off West Germany. And the game is underway.
Both teams are lining up in a 4-3-3 formation. For the Austrians, Kraus, Obermeier, Pezzi, and Di Giorgi at the back three. Hattenberger, Prohaska, Hintermeyer, and up front we have Schachner, Krankel, and Weber. For Chile, the back four, Garrido, Valenzuela, Figueroa, Bigora. In midfield, Bonvalle, Niere, Dubo, and up front, Moscosa, Caselli, and Yanez.
And right off the top of this game, we've got a foul, and we more or less expected a very tough physical game as we look at Krankel. Johan Krankel, 26 years of age, plays for Inter Milan in Italy. And Chile won't take anything from these Austrians. They'll be very physical. Di Giorgi working down the left side for Austria, for Schachner. Schachner tried to play that one in the middle. It's intercepted. Coming away with it is Diarra for Chile. Plays a nice ball on the right side for Yanez. Patricio Yanez. 21-year-old youngster, and if every team has its Maradona, this is the Maradona of Chile.
Well, I think he's going to be the Maradona of Chile in a few years. He's got a lot of potential, and they're bringing him on slowly. They've got a very experienced striker in Caselli, and he's been helping Yanez a lot.
Mention the fact that he's 21 years of age, plenty of speed. He's a former track star in the sprints, valued on the soccer markets around the world at $1 million. Free kick now to Chile, coming from just outside the 18-yard box. Here's the kick and the save by the Austrian keeper, Frederick Concilia. Niera taking that. Austria coming back now. Austria, by the way, are appearing in their 5th World Cup. They placed 4th in 1934, 3rd in 1954,
They were eliminated after the first round in 1958 and reached the second round in Argentina in 70. And here's a chance now for Chile, and it's wide. Taken by number 13, Carlos Caselli.
He ran through beautifully there, shielding the ball, but just at the last moment, Consilla came out, took his eye off the ball. Good control here, good aggressive running, but just pushes it a little far past the far post. A great run by Caselli, but Consilla came out so well that he had no option but to just slip it past. And Consilla looks as if he may be hurt, but he certainly saved the goal.
Concilia, by the way, was suspended for 4 months in the Austrian league for butting a player. And this time it's Concilia that's shaken up. The backup for Concilia is Herbert Führer. Concilia is 34 years of age, plays for Austria Vienna in the Austrian First Division. Führer is the younger of the two keepers. If he has to come in and replace Concilia, it doesn't look as if that's about to happen. Corner kick for Chile. Swung out and punched away by Concilia. And then Austria managed to clear. Frankel for Austria. Prohaska. Hintermeyer for Weber. Weber working down the left side and going down, and play is blown down and a foul awarded. Free kick coming up to Austria. Mario Osborne is the keeper for Chile. Hintermeyer to take the free kick, going for the far post, looking for a head, and there it is, and it's taken by Osborne.
And players are slipping a little bit on this lush turf. That's 2-3 times we've seen a player go for a ball and just flip. Just watch the far post. That could have been a fatal mistake there because he had the ball lined up, feet went out in the lush turf, and the chance came. But it looks very slippery, Steve.
Well, it was raining here earlier today, and that has caused perhaps a little bit of slickness on the field. But these fields are in beautiful condition, excellent shape. Bonvalet to Niera. Niera has it stripped, and the Austrians come away with it. And they play it back to their keeper, Concilia. Again, a case of two players having trouble finding their footing. Hintermeyer and Caselli. Obermeyer. Klaus. And again, Klaus slipping. Dubo coming up with it for Chile. Plays it through the middle to Niera. Niera has people on the right side, but elects to go back with it to Bonvalet. Bonvalet to Garrido. Garrido to Caselli. Caselli has it stripped. Beautiful defensive effort by the Austrian defender. Hintermeyer. Weber plays it down to Schaffner, and Schaffner has it go off his chest, across the line, and we'll see if Austria get the corner kick. They do.
I find it very hard to understand that these top modern-day professionals with about 6 pairs of boots and cleats in their bags would be on this field that's obviously slippery with the long cleats. It just doesn't make sense. That's where you have to come out on the field pre-game for, to make sure you've got the right studs or cleats.
Frankel goes up for it, can't get to it. Moscoso breaking away for Chile. Plays a nice ball down the left side, and not quite getting to it was Yanez. That's Vicio Yanez. Concilia to Hattenberg. Back into the middle. Weber. And he was looking for Prohaska down the left side, but it goes into touch. Throw into Chile. Bonvelle. Hero. Looking for Yanez. And coming up with it was Hattenberger. Hintermeyer. Prohaska. And the Chileans break that one up again.
Both sides look a little tentative right now. They're a little cautious to try things. That element of fear is always there in the first 5-10 minutes. You're scared of trying things in case it doesn't come off. Just a little cautious.
Bonvelle. Dubois. And the advantage is given. Play on. Frankel. Faust, the fullback. Hattenberger making a run on the outside. Takes the pass. There's the cross. Oh, and a dangerous ball there. Played poorly by Mario Osman, the goalkeeper for Chile. Prohaska. Oh, and a good move by Osman that time.
Well, there we saw the good and the bad, and DiGiorgio following up for a rebound like Osman did the first time, but this time the young goalkeeper made up for it by holding on cleanly.
Chile coming forward. Bonvelle. Through the middle. Nice move. Moscoso. And it's high and into the crowd. Well, we got a break. We'd like to remind you of Sports Weekend on Saturday. Highlights from the National Hockey League Draft, horse racing, Canadian Oaks and Woodbine, and U.S. Open golf coverage. And then on Sunday, we'll have 4 hours of U.S. Open golf coverage from that beautiful but difficult course, the Links, Pebble Beach, California. That's from 4 p.m. till 8 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time. Sports Weekend on Sunday. Hintermeyer now for Austria. Chips it through the middle. Georgie. Weber. Prohaska. Hattenberger making a run on the outside. Tried to cross, and that was the one that gave Osman fits a few moments ago. He couldn't get that one to work the same way as it did before. We're in the early moments of the first half in this game between Chile in red and Austria in white. And there's no score. I mentioned the fact that this match is very important to both sides in this Group 2, simply because of Algeria's stunning 2-1 upset over West Germany yesterday. Hattenberger going into the corner. I don't really get the corner or the throw. If he's going to get the corner kick. No, free kick. Just outside the corner. Prohaska over there to take it for Austria. Schachner's at the near post and it's headed away. Taken cleanly by Nier.
A little bit of a wasted ball to put it to the near post with the tall defenders up scoring.
Yanez fouled on the play, so Chile will get a free kick.
Well, we've seen this happen in the other games. It's the players that comes in with the big reputations are the ones that take the stick early on, and the yellow card quite rightly given there because that was a very bad foul.
We mentioned the fact that Yanez is considered one of the big young stars in soccer in Chile. Recently hospitalized for heart trouble, but apparently is now fully recovered. There was some fear that his soccer career might be cut short because of that. There's Yanez. They get the Ball out of the corner. With the score, Austria nothing, Chile nothing. We'll have more World Cup coverage from Spain in just a moment. If you just joined us, I'm Steve Armitage along with Graham Leggett at Oviedo in Spain, and we have no score. Good ball for Schaffner. Couldn't quite get to it. The Austrians maintain control. Hintermeyer trying to set up Pezzi. Couldn't do it. Gassoli moving down the left side. And it goes into touch. That'll be a throw into Austria.
Interesting on that last attack to see Pezzi come right up from his sweeper position to join in the attack. He's obviously got the go-ahead that if he sees it open in front, to keep going. And that can create great problems when you're not expecting the sweeper to come forward. You've got to get the front runner to come back with him and hopefully challenge.
Prohaska plays for Inter Milan in Italy. 26 years of age. Schaffner also plays in Italy for Cesena. Hintermeyer. Pezzi with a chance. And he couldn't quite get his boot on the end of that one.
Just a little unlucky that ball just took off once it bounced on the turf. It was a great through ball, a good blindside run, but with this wet turf, it's gone. It's much like AstroTurf right now, except you don't really get these divots coming out of AstroTurf.
You certainly don't get the carpet burns that you pick up on AstroTurf.
No. But this is a beautiful field to play in. It's immaculate condition, and the old saying, if you can't play on this, you can't play on anything.
Here's Cazalet with the throw-in. Interesting story on that player. Cut a record in Chile not so long ago called To the Fan. Made the top 10 charts for 2 weeks. So as well as being an accomplished soccer player, he's also a pretty good recording star in his home country of Chile. This is Figueroa, 34 years of age. Played with Fort Lauderdale in the North American Soccer League. Schaffner coming away for Austria. Has it stripped. And play is blown down, and a free kick awarded to Austria.
Referee just convinced there that the 6 studs were showing by Dubo, and he blew it down very quickly.
Kraus. Cross in from Kraus, and it's chested nicely by the fullback Garrido. Great ball control.
Great ball control and very calm under the circumstances. The first World Cup appearance, and he looked as if he was just strolling around. One thing about this Chile side, their ball control is excellent. Like Peru, like Brazil, it's beautiful to watch.
This is Garrido, the fullback. The cross into the middle, and it's headed away.
And Chile claiming a foul there, and I must say I sympathize with them. That was a rather over-the-top jump by the defender there. Now we get one the other way, which is rather confusing.
Prohaska was pushed off the ball. Free kick to Austria. Hintermeyer. Weber. Prohaska. Hattenberger. Prohaska. Hattenberger trying to find some space on that right side to put the cross through.
Referee overruled the linesman there. He judged that possession had been lost, that the ball had crossed the line, so he gave goal kick.
Garrido. Niera. Prohaska plays it to Hintermeyer for Austria. Prohaska gets it back. Slides it through to Krenkel. Krenkel with the cross, and there were no white shirts there to do anything with that one. Handball the call. So It'll be a free kick to Chile.
Austria play a very similar style to the West German side. They wear virtually the same uniforms. They look alike. They play alike. The style's very similar.
And, of course, the irony of this situation in the World Cup is that they had to qualify together, and now they're grouped in the same group. Very unusual that that should happen. But when you think of the tremendous rivalry and the tradition between Austria and Germany, we can hardly wait until we get their game.
Should be a great game, and they won't have to scout each other. They've seen enough of each other the last few years. Know everybody's play inside out.
I'm sure the general feeling in Austria is if you beat West Germany any time, whether it be World Cup or whatever, you've done your job.
It's like a Scotland-England game. You can lose some of the others, but if you win that big one, everything's forgotten.
Chile coming away now. Yanez. And Weber coming over to knock it out into touch, so it'll be a throw into Chile. Youngest player on the Chilean side, 21 years of age. Mombele. Niera gets the shot away, but it's wide.
Not a bad effort from there, considering that if it bounces on that turf, it's going to come off. The goalkeeper could well give a rebound. Actually, it wasn't on target, but the idea was good, to shoot it low, and you can see how it skids past the far post.
Obermeyer. Plays it to Pezzi. Hattenberger working down the right side. Strauss. The cross. Oh, Schaffner, and he scores! Beautiful goal by Schaffner on a cross. Walter Schaffner has put Austria in front of Chile 1-0.
And no chance for Osmond. Schaffner just standing there. Rather loose marking by the Chile defenders, but it comes across hard. And Schaffner just flicked it on. Once again, it bounces in front of the goalkeeper, skips on the greasy turf, and it's in the back of the net. Just an excellent goal for Austria. Hard cross, good, excellent header, and there's the pleased Schaffner shaking his hands. 1-0 for Austria.
That's coming in the 21st minute of the opening half to give Austria a 1-0 lead. Now Chile coming right back. Garrido plays it for Bonvalet. Bonvalet looking for Cazalet in the middle. Garrido comes up with it again for Chile. Same combination. Back to Bonvalet to give and go. Bonvalet with a little bit of space cut down. Yanez. Cross far post. Moscoso can't keep it in, so it'll be a throw into Austria. Well, we don't have too many Austrian fans in Oviedo this afternoon to see this game, see the Austrian side in action, but the few number that are here are certainly pretty excited and pretty happy at the turn of events as Austria come back on the attack again. Here's the cross, and this time Osmond going high to knock it away. Garrido for Chile. That would appear to be one of the Austrians' favorite moves, and I'm sure we're going to see it time and time again.
Almost a carbon copy of the last one. A hard cross, just almost to the penalty area, but Schaffner this time was just a little under it.
Weber. Into the middle. Franco. Franco goes down looking for the foul, but it wasn't awarded. Chile come away with it. Hattenberger with a lunging tackle that missed. Moscoso. That's intercepted. Now here's Prohaska. Schaffner's making a move, but Prohaska goes down on the slippery turf.
He makes the sign to his coach as if to say, what can you do about this?
Give me a set of cleats that are about 2 inches long, and you might be able to stand up. Easy save for Concilian. Hintermeyer for Austria. This is Krankel. Hintermeyer. Austria slowing the pace down a bit now. Pezzi. Klaus. Nice move to get by one man. Cross. Nobody there. Oh, and there's a hard shot. Oh, and that was wide by about 2 yards from Hintermeyer. A blistering drive and well out.
Well, Hintermeyer ran onto that beautifully, took it first time, and he hit it so cleanly. Just went a little wide, but just a terrific shot.
Unfortunately, our slow-mo wasn't as clean as the shot. And we get a corner kick to Austria. Hintermeyer to take it. Swings it in. And Osmond comes off the line and punches it away. Moscoso leading the attack for Chile. And here's a break. And going down hard. Has he awarded the penalty kick? Yes, he has. It was Cazalet who was brought down from behind.
And that was a brilliant play by Cazalet because he saw the Austrian defenders coming out, and instead of playing the ball, he held on to it. He cannot be offside. He makes a determined run into the box and is pulled down. Just a brilliant play by Cazalet. When he saw the defense coming out, he held on to it. If you're playing the ball yourself, you cannot be offside, and that's one way to beat that offside trap. Real heads-up play by number 13, Cazalet, and he deserved the penalty. He kept going and kept going till he had to be pulled down.
Well, this was how Spain equalized last night against Honduras with a penalty kick. And now here's a chance for Chile to equalize. Carlos Cazalet, number 13, will take the penalty kick. Cazalet was red-carded and thrown out of the 1974 World Cup, and he insists that he's going to try and do his best to get back into it, and he missed it. Cazalet misses the penalty shot.
Well, it's easy to be wise after the event, but I was just thinking that as we see him take this kick and he slides it wide, way wide, I was just thinking that after that great run he made, about a 70-yard run, then being pulled down, that he shouldn't have been asked to take that penalty. It takes a little while to recover, and obviously he hadn't got his senses grouped together. Perhaps the coach should have put somebody else there, because Cazalet had made that run, he'd taken the knock, then they asked him to take the penalty. I think a little unfair on Cazalet.
Well, I mentioned the fact that he was red-carded in 74, thrown out, and was quoted widely as being a very determined young man. Coming back for his second shot at the World Cup, he wanted a chance to prove himself, and there was a golden opportunity, and unfortunately he let it slip by. So the Austrians continue to lead 1-0. And we've just been informed that Czechoslovakia have gone in front of Kuwait by a score of 1-0. That coming on a penalty shot from Panenka. So Czechoslovakia leading Kuwait 1-0 in their game. That is also in the first half. Another example of how difficult that turf here is as the Austrian goes down and Chile come away with it. Nira playing it to Yanez on the left side. Yanez. Here's the cross. Oh, and there were two red shirts there.
Concilla did very well to hold on to that with Caselli and Gustavo Moscoso right there for the rebound. Good handling by Concilla, but he was a little far into the goal to let that ball come all the way across. He took it about 3 yards into the goal instead of being at the near post.
Garrido fouling Schachner, and he gets a caution. With the score, Austria 1, Chile no score. We'll be back with more World Cup action in just a moment. Prohaska is there to take it. Kattenberger. Back to Prohaska. The cross, far post, and headed away by Chile. Miera to place it to Moscoso. Monvalet.
Weber and Prohaska for Austria. Goes into touch. Throw in to Austria. They lead 1-0 on a goal by Shatner coming in the 21st minute. Here's a chance now for Austria. And it's over the bar. 9 inches. Shatner with another chance to get his second goal of the match. And it certainly looked like a goal all the way, didn't it?
Good running by the OT there, and Shatner hits it beautifully, just slices over another inch or two lower, and it was right in the corner. Shatner making tremendous space for himself. He's finding the openings, he's penetrating behind the defense, running really well.
Here's the cross, and it's headed away. 15 minutes to play now in the first half. Austria maintaining their 1-goal margin. There's a shot from Vieira. Yanez with a shot. Chance here. Will he take the shot or look for the cross? And the referee says goal kick. Yanez was pleading for either a penalty or a corner kick.
Well, it was either a penalty or nothing, and the referee's given nothing. But Yanez, good running there. The trouble was, because of the white-shirted defenders, he had to go away from the danger zone, and turning on this turf is rather difficult.
Franco, possession for Austria. That was cut out by number 3, Valenzuela. Moscoso. Back to Bonvalet. Vieira. Bonvalet. And Bonvalet couldn't control it, and Austria come away with it. Franco. Bonvalet for Chile. Vieira. And here's a chance now. Yanez puts it back in the middle. Looking for Cazalet, and he couldn't control it. Maybe he should have taken the shot himself, Graham.
It was a very unselfish play by Yanez, but I do feel that with these conditions, had he shot on goal, they could well have got a rebound. Consiglio has held the ball well, but from that angle, had Yanez shot, they might well have got a better result.
Osmond taking no chances on that one because it was deflected. Would have been a corner kick. Then he just rolls it out. Bigora. Good Irish name. Vieira. Nice ball for Yanez. Bigora with the cross low and headed away by Austria. Franco. Prohaska. Shatner. Hattenberger. Cross. Franco trying to get his head in there, but unable to do so. Moscoso for Chile. Gets by a second man, a third man, and then goes down, pulled down by Pezzi. And that'll be a free kick to Chile. Taken quickly. No, too quickly.
Trying to take it a little bit further upfield than it should have been.
Vieira going into the corner, getting by one tackle. Gets it out to the top of the box. Bonvalet. Moscoso. Bonvalet with a shot. Oh, and Conzilla going down to make the save.
Good effort by Moscoso, but Conzilla in the goal, I don't know if he's got stickum on his hands, but with this wet ball, he's just tremendous. It's so easy to give up a rebound there, but he hasn't given anything away, and so far he's been the difference between the two teams.
Georgie plays it back. And then it's swung out to the right side. Hattenberger couldn't beat his last man. So Chile come away with it. Moscoso. Puts it in the middle. Carefully. Looking for Yanez to make a move. And then goes down. And the referee says play on. Long ball for Schachner. And it's called on the onside.
Schachner claiming that he ran after the ball was struck, and he may well have done, but the linesman put his flag up and he was way offside by the time the ball reached him, which really isn't very important. When it reaches you, you have to be onside when the ball is kicked.
Yanez trying to leave it there for Garrido, and it's intercepted by Austria. Pezzi bringing it forward. Hattenberger plays it down the right side. Pezzi making a run. And it goes into touch. Dubo couldn't get to it. Dubo throws it into Vigora. And I think they're going to award the throw into Austria, or is it the free kick?
I think it has to be Austria's throw-in, sure.
Just taking their time getting over there. Austria have the 1-0 lead, and Graham, as this game wears on, that missed penalty shot by Cazalet looks bigger and bigger.
Yes, it does, and it gave a new life to Austria, because they were flagging a little bit at that time, and Chile were coming back, and it was a blow to Chile because they have played well on the ball, and they've had more shots in goal than Austria.
Prohaska played a strong first half for Austria. Intermeyer, Schachner, and he's claiming a handball. Bondelay is the guilty party. Very, very close to the 18-yard box. Very dangerous situation for Austria.
Well, we've seen such a variety of free kicks in this World Cup already. Obviously, coming into the World Cup, they rehearse set situations like this so that they know what they're going to do, and the defense doesn't know. We'll just have to wait. Normally, they can bend them around the wall. They lay it off wide of the wall. They've rehearsed this over and over.
Just chipped over the wall. And Frankel, man taking the shot. Not a hard shot, but it was well aimed, and Osmond had to be sharp to pick it off.
Yeah, and it's nice to see Osmond catch the ball, because so far, no matter how high it's come, he's tried to punch it out.
Dubo for Cazalet. Dangerous situation there for the Austrian defenders, and it's knocked into touch, so Chile will get a throw-in.
That's not the situation you should try and dribble out of, on no account. Not there.
Moscoso for Chile. Still going through, and then finally running out of space, and the ball runs into touch. Georgie to take the throw-in. Prohaska. Back to Georgie. Prohaska. Georgie again. Klaus. Plays it into the middle. Looking for a head. And it's Faber that comes up with it. And he ran into trouble. Yanez comes away with it for Chile. They trail 1-0. We're late in the first half. Yanez showing good moves. He's got no support, really, behind him. He's got people in the middle. And finally knocked into touch.
Yanez showing signs of what we used to call an old-fashioned winger, taking the fullback on down the touchline. Not much space to work on, but good control.
Sierra plays it back to Garrido. Moscoso. Moscoso, and that goes off DiGiorgi. Yanez gets a shot away, but it's an easy one for Concilia. Hattenberger. You notice the way the Austrians switch positions, Graham.
They're moving around well, and I think it's excellent the way they do it. Prohaska is the one that every ball seems to go through in the middle, so he stays there, they know where to find him, and the others move around.
Moscoso looking for Yanez down the left side. Prohaska looking for Krenkel. Krenkel gets it. Zeba back to Krenkel. Chips it in. And it's headed away, but not out of harm's way. Prohaska couldn't get by Dubo. Leon says the referee. Niera. Castellet. Castellet would dearly love to get a goal after missing that penalty shot. Still has it, and then loses it. Chile still have it. Here's the cross. Oh, and a good defensive effort.
And may well Concilia shake his hand, because Concilia was in 6th and 7th then. Just look at this. Where's the goalkeeper? Goes right at 2 yards inside the box, and he's standing on the line. Great covering.
And it's Concilia indicating where he'd like the defenders. Yanez take the corner, swings it out, right to the feet. Here's the shot. Oh, what a great save by Concilia. And then it's cleared away by DiGiorgi.
Well, we don't have to say it. You can see it. The difference between a 3-1 lead for Chile is this man you just see on the screen. Concilia has been just brilliant. And Chile pressing so hard for that goal.
Yanez, far post, and again Concilia coming well off the line to pull that down. And it's interesting to note that Concilia was in goal for Austria in 1973, and he gave up 7 goals in that game. But he's been airtight so far in this game this afternoon, this all-important World Cup game in Group 2 against Chile. Schachner. Prohaska. Back to Schachner as the goal for Austria. And Chile comes away with it on the leg. Niera. Castellet. Moscoso was making a run on the right side, but Castellet couldn't get to him. And it'll be a free kick to Chile. A little far out to work a set piece here. Dubo takes it quickly, slides it out to the left side. Vigora to Niera. Yanez, can he get the shot away? Niera, and they're calling for a handball, but I don't think it's been given. The referee says play on. The Chileans were looking for a handball, and they still have control in the Austrian half. Yanez, who turns so quickly and so well with the ball, Graham.
Look at this. Too many touches. They claim handball, but he pulled his hands back. You could see that Obermeier definitely took his hands back, and the referee made a good decision. But Chile there, guilty of what they do so often. One too many touches in the box. You have it. No, I'll have it. We'll give it to you. No, I'll put it in. You can't do that. One touch and you got to put it in the net. That's all the Austrian defense will allow you.
No foul that time, says Juan Cardellino from Uruguay, the referee, who has already awarded 1 penalty shot in the game, but it was missed by Chile. We're in the final seconds now of the opening half. Hintermeyer. Prohaska back to Hintermeyer. Hintermeyer still has it. Oh, heels it back to DeGiorgi, and he couldn't control it. Now Chile come away with it. Vieira. Yanez. Moscoso. Garrido. Dubois. Moscoso. 45 minutes are up. We're now into referee's time, extra time, injury time. And there goes the final whistle, I believe. No, he's going to add a few more seconds yet. Yes, the whistle has gone to indicate the end of the first half. And the score is Austria 1, Chile nothing. Our World Cup coverage from Spain continues in just a moment. In Oviedo between Chile and Austria, just about to get underway, and Chile kicking off. Austria lead 1-0 on a goal by Schachner. That coming in the 21st minute of the opening half. And Graham, you've had a chance to look at your lineups. There are no changes, no substitutions as yet.
No, and I think the coaches are very satisfied with the way the teams played in the first half. Chile a little unlucky to be behind right now.
Chile, of course, missing on a penalty shot in the first half. They could have tied the game. And right away, it would appear as if Chile has drawn the first corner kick of the second half. I would like to have been in the dressing room at halftime, Graham, to hear what the manager of Chile was saying about that missed penalty kick.
Well, I'm sure it didn't bother Casley because he had the courage to take it. There's a few players who wouldn't have had the courage to take it after that run he made. So I don't blame Casley. I blame the coach for letting him take it.
Corner kick going for the far post. Obermeyer getting ahead on it to head it away for Austria. Prohaska. And that was delivered down the right side, but a bit too far. And Osman coming well off his line to knock it into touch. Has he drawn the corner kick or the throw-in?
Schachner made a great run down there. Had he got the ball pushed through to him a little earlier, he was way free on the left.
Hintermeyer. Swings it in. Figueroa heading that away. Interesting story with Figueroa, who we mentioned played in Fort Lauderdale in the NASL. We'll get to that in a second. And Schachner comes forward for Austria. Last year, Graham, Figueroa spent some time teaching soccer in Peking in China. And when he retires from the game, if he ever does, he's 34 years young, he wants to become a lawyer in Chile.
Well, if he's 34 years young now, he won't be long before he's retiring, but he's playing well today.
Corner kick to Austria. Low ball. And Garrido with the clearance. And it was Garrido that headed that into touch. That'll be a throw into Austria. Hintermeyer. Kraus making a run down the right side. A little bit of space. There's the cross. And it was across the line at the same time, so that'll be a goal kick for Chile.
Price made a good run. Nobody picked him up at all, but I hate to say this, but he made a typically full-back cross. We used to do this at Fulham with George Corn. We used to stand in the penalty box. The crowd behind the goal used to hold their hands up to catch the ball. That's how full-backs usually cross the ball.
Dubois for Chile. In trail 1-0. We're just nicely underway in the second half in this Group 2 match between Chile and Austria. Halftime in that other game we're reporting on this afternoon. Czechoslovakia leading Kuwait 1-0. You can see how slick that field is, the way some of the players are sliding. It's almost like an ice rink out there at times. Hintermeyer lining things up for the free kick. Hintermeyer, by the way, plays for FC Nuremberg in West Germany. As do a lot of these Austrian players, play their
league soccer outside of Austria. A couple of reasons for that: lack of money in Austria, and the fact that the competition outside of their own country is a lot better. Here's the shot from Hintermeyer, and Osmond having trouble. Schechner getting there, but couldn't get it by Osmond, who was a bit lucky there, I think, Graham.
Very lucky. We said how good Concilia was holding onto the ball. Just look at Osmond bounce this out. Schechner right on the spot again. Schechner's really goal hungry today.
Schechner had 34 goals in league play 2 years ago, and in soccer, that's a lot of goals in a single season. Not many in hockey the way it's played today, but 34 in league soccer is a lot. Niera. Valenzuela. Throw in for Chile. Vigora. Oh, a nice move there. Vigora, the cross. Concilia comes out and battles for it against Yanez, and he wins the challenge.
And it was no challenge. Concilia about 6'3", and Castelli about 5'9", so.
Vigora, the throw in on Valet. Castelli trying to do something with it. Vigora missing. Austria come away with it now. And it's offside. Schechner was running into position, ready to receive that pass, but a little bit too far, a little bit too premature. On Valet. Niera. Moscoso. Valenzuela. Moscoso takes a good pass there, but couldn't quite control it.
Both teams are keeping the play wide. They're using the wings well, which gives the midfield players plenty of opportunities to get the ball out to them. Previous games we've seen they've been playing up and down the middle of the field. It's looked sloppy, and it's very tight to penetrate. We've seen a lot of penetration today simply because there's lots of movement up front, lots of width.
And while they take the goal kick, we can report the bad news in regards to the English fans. Some 8,000 made the trip to support England here at the World Cup, and there were some troubles in Bilbao last night. 5 were arrested, 1 detained overnight. So the problems that the Spanish officials anticipated from the English fans beginning to develop. Let's hope it doesn't get any worse than 5 arrests. Chile now. Shot from well out by Vigora, and it's high and wide. Just like to remind you, Sports Weekend on Saturday, we'll have a National Hockey League draft report, the Canadian Oaks from Woodbine, and of course golf coverage, the U.S. Open, and on Sunday 4 hours of U.S. Open golf coverage on the beautiful but very difficult, very tricky Pebble Beach course in California. That's from 4 p.m. to 8 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time. Sports Weekend on Sunday. Here in Oviedo, we've got World Cup soccer. Schechner unable to keep that in.
I don't think he would have been able to keep it in at all, the way Dubo came right over the top and bundled at him. I'll be surprised if it's not a free kick.
Prohaska for Austria. Hintermeyer to Weber. Weber, the cross into the middle. And there's a dangerous one, and Osmond just tips it over the bar, and it was Krankel who got the head on it.
Good round play all the way. Weber crosses the far post. Krankel times his jump just perfectly. Good header, heads it to the far post, and Osmond doesn't take any chances, clips it over. Good cross, good header, and for once, by the Chile goalkeeper, a good handling.
Corner kick to Austria. It swung into the far post. Osborne unable to control it. And again, punching it away, and it was Krankel who was in the right place at the right time.
Once again, the goalkeeper, instead of punching it right out, just palms it into the danger area. If he's going to do that, he has to hit it right out to the touchline.
The corner kick for Austria, this time swung into the near post. And again, Osborne unable to control the ball, and again, it could have been a bad mistake on his part.
Well, I can't criticize Osborne for not being able to hold into this one. To hold on to that would have been virtually impossible. He did well to block it and get the ball out.
On Valet, long ball for Yanez, but Concilia comes off his line to scoop it up. That's an important lesson, Graham, for all the youngsters watching World Cup soccer, especially a goalkeeper. If you can, hang on to that ball at all times. Never give a rebound.
And another important lesson there was illustrated by Yanez. The Austrian defense stopped thinking there would be a whistle for offside. Yanez kept going, and had the pitch not been so wet, he could well have got to that ball. So you keep going just until the whistle blows. Austria stopped, Yanez didn't, and I give full marks to Yanez.
This is Hintermeyer. Bruno Pezzi, who plays for Eintracht Frankfurt, Bundesliga, Germany. Captain of that team, and also the captain of the Austrian side. Neira coming ahead from Chile. Yanez, and he goes down hard. Hattenberger with a very strong challenge against Yanez.
I would think that he may well be took, because he went right over the ball. Yanez playing like a winger, running well, took him on brilliantly. But Hattenberger just pulled him down unceremoniously, and I got a feeling he's been yellow carded. Hattenberger deserves it for that.
Juan Cardellino has indeed pulled out the yellow card and awarded it.
I wouldn't say awarded it. It's not quite the right word.
As far as Chile's concerned, it is an award of sorts. 2 of those yellow cards and you're gone for a game. And in the World Cup, that could be very costly indeed. Especially somebody like Hattenberger, who has been a very strong influence for Austria in this game so far. Dubo for Chile. Krankel coming away for Austria. Krankel still has it. There's the cross from Weber, and it's headed away. Klaus keeps the pressure on, plays it down the right side. Hattenberger. Prohaska. Schachner calling for it. It's knocked away by Figueroa. Pezzi chips it forward. Bit of a wasted ball there by Pezzi. 12 minutes gone in the second half. And again, Graham, I keep referring back to that missed penalty shot, but it looms larger and larger for Chile as this game wears on. Austria 1, Chile nothing. We'll be back with more World Cup soccer action from Spain in just a moment. Weber was the intended recipient of that throw-in, and he was pushed in the back, so that'll be a free kick to Austria. Hintermeyer takes it quickly. Hattenberger. Pezzi to Klaus. Klaus trying to get by Moscoso as play is blown down. Schachner over the ball, leaves it for Klaus, plays it to Hattenberger. Long ball on the left side from Weber. Gets it in well, and then Haska goes down on the slippery turf here in Oviedo.
The shower of rain we had just before the game makes this surface very tricky, but the skills they're showing despite that is tremendous. The control, the skills, especially from Chile.
Dubo now for Chile. Moscoso with a little bit of space. Yanez trying to run onto it. Play on, says the referee. And I believe it'll be a corner kick to Chile.
Well, the referee did the right thing there. He thought the ball had run on after the infringement to a Chile player with a chance at a shot on goal, so he can't really bring it back.
Far post, and it's punched away by Concilia.
And that's the way you get rid of it. You don't just tip it on into the penalty box. You punch it right out as far as you can. That's good goalkeeping.
Urging everybody to go as far downfield as they can. That was Oscar Luis Santibanez, the coach of the Chilean side. He has one secret to success in world-class soccer, and that's work, work, and more work. Not much of a secret, but
it's a good formula.
Bigora, Chile, Vieira. Castellet trying to get to it. He can't. And Bezzi. Frankel coming away for it. Austria now. Intermeyer. Works to give and go with Frankel. Frankel and Schaffner is calling for it up front. And Figueroa intercepting for Chile. Vieira. Moscoso. Garrido plays it to Bigora. Bonvalet. Back to Bigora. Bigora with a nice move. Bonvalet. Bigora making a move on the left side. There's the cross. And Concilia goes down on his knees, gets his check behind it, and comes up with the ball.
The bottom of your picture, you can just see there Bigora coming back. That's the trouble if you're a full-back and you get right up in the other box. You've got to get all the way back again and cover. A lot of running.
Prohaska. Guilty of the foul. So Austria get the free kick. Prohaska plays for Inter Milan, Italy. Intermeyer looking for somebody on the right side, but there were no white shirts in attendance, and around the ball, Chile come away with it. Bonvalet. Vieira. That was intended for Castellet.
That ball was delivered just behind him, and if you try and turn on this turf, your legs go. It has to be letter perfect. Right in front to roll on, to run onto, or else to feet.
Prohaska, Kraus back for Prohaska. A bit of a lazy cross there. I think he's drawn the corner kick. And it looks as if we're going to get a substitution for Austria. Gano Yerkan, wearing number 18 if and when he comes into the game. Corner kick to Austria. They lead 1-0. And this time, Osmond making no mistake, coming out, pulling that one down.
Well, he wasn't challenged. It was relatively easy this time. There was no challenge from the Austrian forwards at all.
Valenzuela, cross. Moscoso running onto it now, going deep into the left corner. Who gets by one man, but there was a man in support. Prohaska, who was the second man behind there, preventing Moscoso from going any further. And we just received another shock. Graham, Kuwait have just tied their game against Czechoslovakia. It's now 1-1 in the second half. Czechoslovakia against Kuwait. Here's Shakhtar with a chance. Shakhtar with a shot. And he hit the goal post. You've got to be good to be lucky. Shakhtar.
Shakhtar deserves the goal. He's made so much run all day. He brilliantly runs onto this. Takes his time, just flips it over. Just a little deflection by Osman, puts it onto the post, but hits the inside of the post and comes back right into the hands of Osman. But Shakhtar certainly deserves it. Here he goes again.
Shakhtar with another opportunity, and that time he ran into a red shirt and wasn't able to get the shot away.
Brilliant running, Steve. Just brilliant running, Shakhtar. Has made so much space all day, penetrating, getting behind defenders.
I give full marks to Osman for cutting down the angle and reading it well and being able to get a piece of it. There's a shot from Yanez on the right side.
Well, they said he's something wrong with his heart, but the way he's playing today, Yanez is certainly fit. He plays like a winger, and I don't have to say that Sandback in the studio and myself really appreciate that. It's a long time since we've seen wingers in modern-day soccer.
Graham, we can't overemphasize the importance of a victory here for Austria in this group if they want to advance, coming on the heels of Algeria's big win over West Germany yesterday. Austrian coming forward. That shot was high and wide. Krenkel.
Well, after Algeria's win, Kuwait tying, as we look at this rather hopeful shot, high, wide, and hopeless is how you describe that. It's so important for Austria to get a result here because they know that the rival Germany lost the first game, and it's a great chance. If they can win today, then they've got a great chance of going forward.
Substitution for Chile, number 21, Miguel Gamboa, coming into the game. And he's a winger. And he gets his first touch on the ball. Gamboa. Graham, it's been a long time since we've seen a player come on and perform that well in the opening second, his first touch of the ball in a World Cup game. Offside.
He got a credit. He's getting out there. He's making a deep run. That's how you get rid of this offside trap. And I give him full marks, but fullbacks, the timing on making forward runs is just not quite as good as they should be.
As he Hintermeyer. That was low, wide, and hopeless.
Even more hopeless.
There's the substitute, Gamboa, for 21. I'm surprised that Chile aren't coming ahead with a little bit more speed because time is running out as they look for the equalizer. This is Dubois.
This is their style, the slow build-up and then the quick thrust when they get to the box. It's very difficult to change your style.
Prohaska now for Austria. Hattenberger. Franco fighting for it on his back and eventually losing it to Valenzuela. It's a 1-1 tie. Czechoslovakia against Kuwait, and the goal scorer is Faisal El-Dakil. Gamboa just come into the game, losing that one to Prohaska as Austria come back. Hintermeyer. Weber. Hintermeyer. And he goes down on the sloppy turf, and then it's a tackle from behind. Good effort on the part of Hintermeyer and coming up with it, eventually losing it. Garrido for Chile. To Gamboa. Very quick on the ball. Quick with his feet. Vieira. Georgie intercepting for Austria as they come back. Schaffner now, the goal scorer. Schaffner. Referee says play on. No foul given. Gazali. Gamboa. Gamboa looking into the corner, and that'll be a goal kick to Austria.
Chile doing the right thing to work on number 2 Crouch, because he looks so big and slow. He's like a cart horse running there. He really is not very mobile at all, and the quick, if I were involved in this game, I'd put Yanes over there and let Yanes have a few runs at Crouch, because Crouch really looks terrible back there.
Franco. Attenberger. Prohaska. Attenberger. Franco. And Chile come away with it. And once again, referee Juan Cardalino allowing the players to continue. Instead of blowing everything down, he's allowing the flow of the game to go along at a very, very nice pace.
He's added a lot to the game by letting it flow. He's played the advantage rule well. If necessary, he's overruled the linesman if the team is in possession, and this has kept the game flowing. It's been a lovely flowing game all through.
Yanes with a move on the right side. 2 more men to beat him. Brings it into the middle. There's the shot. Line by a couple of yards from number 6, Dubo. With Austria leading Chile 1-0. We'll be back with more World Cup action from Spain in just a moment. And Oha getting his first touch of the ball on the far side. Roja with the throw-in. Roja, by the way, from the Universidad Católica, Santiago, Chile. Garrido. Cross. And again, headed away and then finally cleared out of harm's way. Franco going down hard and drawing the free kick for Austria. And there you see Georgie coming back onto the field for Austria. Obviously haven't shaken off whatever injury it was, although still limping just a bit. Roja. Yanes. Running out of space. He's trying to get the cross away. And I believe Chile has got the corner. Yanes has put an awful lot of pressure on the fullbacks from Austria all afternoon.
So nice to see a winger try and get to that byline to cross the ball. It's such a delight. It's so long since we've seen it.
There's the cross into the box, and it's headed away, and Chile will get another chance to try the corner kick. Figaro, one that headed that away. And they turn on the light. Here, Oviedo. Storm clouds come back in. And it's cleared by Austria. Obermeyer getting his boot on it. But Chile still have possession with the throw-in. Dubo for Chile. Gamboa. Cross. Excellent there's a shot from Yanez, but it's wide.
Well, he's an exciting player, Yanez. Actually, that wasn't Yanez, it was Roca. These numbers are a little confusing sitting up here, but it's worth a try now. Chile have really got to keep going and try and get this equalizer back. They're very unlucky to be behind. It's a game of if. If Castelli had scored with the penalty kick, it could have been a different game. But as it is right now, still 1-0 for Austria.
And it looks as if Austria are about to make a substitution. Ernst Baumeister, 14, is on the sidelines for Austria. Free kick to Chile. Segura. Bombale. Hintermeyer. Tackle. And Austria come ahead. Schachner all by himself with the shot. And Osman again making the save and tipping it over the bar.
Well, Osman earned his money, but Schachner's so impressive. He sees it blocked off and he tries to chip it. But Osman comes out. He's not a very tall goalkeeper. Did so well to tip that over the bar. But Schachner's creating so much room. He's pulling wide. And Valenzuela and Figueroa are so uncertain as to whether they should go wide with him that they've given him room.
So one of the Austrian defenders is going off, and Baumeister is coming into the game. He's a midfield player, plays for Austria Vienna. There you see the substitute for Austria as the corner kick was taken. Baumeister gets his first touch of the game. Obermeyer. Austria now merely content perhaps to kill some time and protect this 1-0 lead over Chile. Weber making a move down the left side. Valenzuela there to cut it out.
Austria now have to make sure they stay tight at the back. They're just leaving Schachner up so that they've got a target man they can hit long balls to, but they have to keep tight at the back.
Rojas with that nice pass to Cazalet, and they lose it again. Austria come back. Frankel. Schachner making a run. See Schachner on the right. Frankel in the middle. Frankel. And finally running out of space and running out of time and losing it. Maybe he held on to it a bit too long. Prohaska now. Hattenberger. Tried to take on Dubo, a pair of sixes, and the ball goes into touch. It'll be a throw into Chile.
Senor.
Rojas. Long ball through the middle. No red shirts around it. Concilia. Bad ball there. Miscue. Perhaps bad communication on the part of the new man in Baumeister. Wasn't sure what Concilia was going to do. And now Baumeister's making a nice run. Well, nice moves down the left side. And Graham, it may take him a few seconds to get used to this field, being as slippery as it is.
Well, he ran well there, but it's a heavy field. As we saw with Frankel a few minutes ago, he ran for about 60 yards. By the time he got into the box, I think his legs had gone. It's taken its toll now. The pace is really slowed.
Another substitution. And it's Yurtan. Yurtan. Coming into the game, and Weber is coming out. And we've had a bit of a power failure here at Oviedo. A couple of the lights, a few of the banks have gone out. A little bit more gloomy for Chile at this particular point in the match as they trail 1-0. There you see, just under 10 minutes to play. Rojas to Bigora. Yanez, and he's brought down. Throw in. Chile will take it very quickly. They realize that time is running out. If they have any hopes of equalizing or even winning this game, they'll have to start making a move fairly shortly. Dubo playing it for Gamboa down the right side, and he gets a corner kick. Rojas going over to take this corner kick. Swings it in, and Concilia just comes out, punches it away with both fists. Frankel almost losing his balance. And Baumeister making a move down the left side. Frankel still has it. Frankel just 2 or 3 seconds too much with the ball. Prohaska to Schachner, the goal scorer for Austria. Back to Prohaska. Kraus, Prohaska, Garrido, Bonvalet, Rojas, Bonvalet again, Rojas, Yanez going a good move there, intended for Bigora, but he wasn't quite quick enough. And he does come back and pick it up again. That's Bigora. Rojas. Rojas still fighting for it, does well to get it to Dubo. Dubo still has it, and it's a corner kick.
Well, Chile haven't gone up. They keep fighting for that goal. They won't give up. They keep going. They've got about 9 minutes to go. Good aggressive soccer there. They just refuse to be beaten by this Austrian side, and really, on play, they deserve to be at least on level figures with Austria.
Rojas swings it out, and Concilia comes off the line to pull it down.
Concilia not at all pleased with the support he got from his defense there, and he's really letting them know.
Schachner. Baumeister, one of the substitutes for Austria. This is Bonvalet. Chile plays it in the middle to Rojas. Gets it back. Long ball through the middle for Yanez. Yanez still running after it down at the left corner. Excellent player.
No competition, Yanez against Kraus. He should have been over in that wing long ago. Kraus is so slow, Yanez could have gone past him all afternoon.
And referee Juan Catalino has awarded a penalty. Make that a foul coming outside of the 18-yard box. That'll be a free kick to Chile. Let's see if they can do something with this set-piece situation. Osmond, look how far he's out of his goal area.
Maybe they're going to pull the goalkeeper, which would be a first.
I don't think they're allowed to get the extra attacker in if they do pull the goalkeeper. Figueroa went up for that, couldn't do anything with it. And the ball rolls into touch. Austria still with their 1-goal lead. Schachner, the goal scorer, coming at the 21st minute mark of the opening half. Chile certainly had an opportunity to equalize. A penalty shot taken by Cazalet, and unfortunately he missed. There's George Smith, the Austrian manager. Hintermeyer coming forward for Austria, chipping into the box. Baumeister. Bonvalet for Chile. Bigora. Good ball for Gamboa. And Overmeyer was over there covering. Did it go off of him or player from Chile Ibanez. 4 minutes remaining to play now in this game. Austria maintaining their 1-0 lead. There's about 8 minutes remaining to play in the game between Kuwait and Czechoslovakia, and it's still tied at 1. Is Krenkel. Played a strong game for Austria. Faust with the throw-in. Foul throw, according to Mr. Cardellino. So they'll do it again. You don't see too many of those kind of mistakes made at this level, Graham.
You shouldn't see any of these kind of mistakes made at this level.
Bonvalet now for Chile. Rojas. Yanez. Garrido making a move outside of Yanez, but he couldn't get the pass away, and he's taken an awful lot of punishment, has Yanez, throughout this game.
Yeah, but he keeps bouncing up. I got to give him credit. I'm very impressed with him. He's played so well. He's taken his knocks, but he's right back up again. That's impossible to get that ball. On this field, that's a completely wasted ball.
What would you have done?
I wouldn't even have run for it if they played that to me. It was just a panic ball. Chile are starting to panic a little bit now, trying things they don't normally try.
Franco for Austria, Prohaska. Franco. And he takes the shot, and it was Osmond who had to go high and just knock the ball down.
Good little chip. Osmond, once again, he's recovered from his 85 minutes of nervousness, and he's now playing the ball with his hands as he should have been doing from the start.
Bonvalet, Rojas. Maybe this will be Chile's last chance to get something going. Bigora. Gamboa. And he loses it to Faust. Then he comes up with it again. And then he loses it again. And there you see Petsy going down. Bigora. Throw-in. And he's awarded a goal kick and not a corner kick.
And the crowd don't like that. You can tell there's a lot from Chile here. The crowd don't like that at all.
1 minute to play. Austria leading Chile 1-0 in this Group 2 matchup. Rojas, Chile, Garrido, Figueroa. Referee got in the way there. Gamboa now. They cross it, and it's headed away. Desi heading it away for Austria. Schachner. Bigora. Valenzuela. Azali. And again intercepted by Austria. Prohaska now. Only seconds remaining to play. And there are no white shirts up front at all. Everybody is back defending. We're into injury time now. And there won't be much of that, Graham.
Well, that should just about do it. But I feel sorry for Chile. They've played an attractive game.
And there goes the final whistle. The game is over. Austria winning this